Previously in X-Men. Professor Xavier's dream that mutants and humans can live together in peace is facing an existential crisis without the X-Men to protect Muir Isle. The collection of refugees, students, allies, and Morlocks remain defenseless as Pierce and his Reavers come to slaughter them all. Can Banshee, Polaris, and a few others save mutant lives and save the dream? I am Jason Lapidus.
And I'm Chris Hannigan.
And we are Group of 7 Comics. Welcome to episode 198 of our ongoing read-through of the X-Men comics that became classic as we read Uncanny X-Men 255 by Chris Claremont, Marc Silvestri, and Dan Green. Cover date of mid-December 1989. Chris, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How you doing, Jason?
I'm good, man.
You're also
I'm good. It's been a fun little while for our channel. Again, up another 100 subscribers. It's been a wild stretch of a few weeks, and so welcome viewers old and viewers new, and we're glad you're here to share some X-Men with us on this cold winter night.
That is so cool. Yeah, it is. It's cool that the show is finding an expanded audience, and
yes,
yeah. Welcome everybody. I hope you strap in. It's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, well, we can get right into it if you want to. Coming off of issue 254, which, as we talked about last week or last episode, promised this new team. Right? It promised that the legend.
Yeah,
a new legend is born, and we have this team that did not really come to fruition during the issue.
No.
So it's possible that this issue will be that. Okay? It's possible.
I mean, it could be.
It could be. But, of course, this issue looks like Oh Bitter Victory, like an ending.
I mean, you would think so.
Right? So,
yeah.
The last issue promises this new team, and then we don't even, it's over. Like, it's fun to kind of see how expectation stacks up against the actual experience. So I'm going into this issue thinking that I'm getting that team that was promised still and an ending. So I expect there to be, I guess it was Sunder on the cover. I'm still expecting Sunder to be charging forward in costume with, heroic.
Kicking butt, taking names. Right.
Noticing right around the cover, we're getting a Silvestri issue, or at least the cover is. It's the same triangle composition we've been looking at in the past.
Yeah.
Really dramatic, great figure work.
Yeah.
Banshee not wearing a suit with those wingy wing things.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to see again, we talked about this last episode too, like Jim Lee is going to take this iteration of the costumes and run with it.
Yeah.
These are still safely in New Mutant territory. The ones he drew on the cover last issue, Sunder gets one armband. Everyone else is in like safe New Mutants kind of costumes. Nothing, no variation. But Banshee does have.
He does
the underarm
accoutrement.
The accoutrement, sure.
Yeah.
But
I think. This cover, if you take out the wording, if you Oh Bitter Victory, and you look at the image, I think this is great figure work. I think to your point, I think this is from a lot of the covers that we've seen, I think there's a consistency here. If you didn't know what was going on, I think there's enough to interest you in getting this comic. I think the characters look great.
Yeah, the Banshee figure looks a little weird.
Yeah, and maybe so if you take out the Oh Bitter Victory part and you put him down more, like if you just had that as a foursome.
Or not flying. Maybe he's standing.
Flying.
I don't want to move elements around other than Banshee and the words, but like maybe the Oh Bitter Victory stuff goes at the bottom in the blackness.
Yeah, right.
And Banshee stands solemnly standing over, like, behind.
Right.
Yeah. Like on the far right of the cover, so that he's not blocking the silhouette of Destiny, like over her head, but maybe half in the flame, half out, or half in the shadow, half out.
Sure.
I don't know. Just him flying it's a strange contrast to the stillness of the rest of it.
It's also strange in the sense that you do not have. I know in the previous issue, previous cover, there's not a lot of recognizable X folk on there, and we kind of continue that with this. I mean, Forge is in this case not wearing an X suit, training suit, so I mean, you might you might not know who that is. You got Mystique being the focus, holding. I mean, if you know the series, you know that's Destiny, but you may not, right?
Right.
So there is a bit of there's a bit of a unknown nature to this cover where, I mean, I think you're kind of a bit of a shot in the dark to see if this is actually going to land because
Sure.
it's full of characters who you may not necessarily immediately, you might have to take a moment or two before you, as an X fan, to really pick up on who all this is.
Well, right. And none of these characters can carry the series.
Right.
Right? I mean, whether they've had a limited series or not, there isn't an X-Men book spearheaded by Forge or Banshee or Mystique or Destiny.
Right.
So on their own, none of them are sort of strong enough anchor characters.
Right. And then, and as we move to the future and, we think about if you're buying this in the moment, week to week, and these are the characters that are being featured, right? Are these characters strong enough to carry a title like the X-Men?
Yeah.
I mean,
neat.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, let's dive into it, man.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan. I love them in these
obviously awesome
these outfits. Okay, but moving away from that, if we can.
Okay.
This Banshee splash, it's such a great opportunity, and I feel like it's one of those rushed ones.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a theme in this issue visually. I think this issue is done quick, and some panels just can lean on Silvestri and Green's raw talent and professionalism, and some images suffer a little bit. And to me, this just Banshee in particular here looks dashed out. It could have been so iconic. It could have been such a moment of him sort of just dive bombing past these three schmucks. Yeah. But it feels like an image I don't want to look at.
Yeah, the face is. I don't know. I mean, it feels so. I mean, again, having as we mentioned, like that figure work on the cover, then you open up the splash, and it would be disappointing. It is disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stanley presents Crash and Burn. Muir Isle, currently under attack by the cyborg Reavers, who've sworn to kill every mutant they find, only to discover that a trifle easier said than done.
My systems! My ears!
What's happening? Who's doing this? Gee. But ain't he supposed to be crippled? Starring the Uncanny X-Men, that should have a question mark. Chris Claremont, writer, Marc Silvestri and Dan Green, artists. Michael Heisler, letterer. He's unknown to me.
Yeah.
Glynis Oliver on colors, Bob Harris, editor, and Tommy DeFalks, editor-in-chief.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all pretty much by the numbers, other than the lettering. I wonder if it'll be an issue. I highly doubt it will be a problem.
Right.
Love me some Reavers.
Yeah. That I was, boyo, and retired to boot. But thanks to the Morlock healer, I got better. And thanks to you lot, Sean Catty's back on active service.
Like, even that panel, like that pose, to me is a stronger...
Right.
There's more movement in it, and it's more interesting than the previous one.
I also like how, again, there's a consistency here of he's actually not opening his mouth, because when he opens his mouth and he's flying, it's a sonic scream, right? Like, he's thinking these things, right? Which is good, right? He's not saying them out loud.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Flyboy thinks he's pretty hot stuff. Yeah, as soon as I pump this little beauty up his tail, he'll be screaming in a key agony.
However,
Ultra low frequency sonics, shockwaves, pure murder, and being beat all over by a sledgehammer. He's just a guy, for crying out loud. How can you make this kind of noise? Shaking my power chases apart at the seams. Cripes, my missile!
I like that idea of Banshee dive bombing
I
and
agree.
just tearing everyone up with these sonic disruptions, like pounding everyone with his blasts. Like it makes him so formidable in a battle.
It does, and we've seen, we've seen from a power set, the Reavers are fairly formidable, as you mentioned, and so, to have someone disrupt it, sonically, and they can't even, like he's just blown out of his chassis, right? He's blown out of his tank treads. Is great.
Totally. That's your trouble, Bone. Always dependent on too much high tech. You want the job done? Best try the old-fashioned way and gun that sucker out of the air.
Interesting concept, Skull Buster. Coming from someone who's more machine than man.
I love his look too.
Yeah, I do too.
With the skull tattoo face, like it does look so good. Sometimes they colored him red faced, like they made the skull red in the earlier issues, and I like that too.
Yeah,
he's a bad dude.
He is. I think if from we've seen enough cybernetic kind of interpretations from different media, but I think the three with their unique looks, Pretty Boy, Skullbuster,
and Bone Crusher.
Yeah, exactly. No, they're good. They're good. All three unique looks.
Right out of Mad Max.
They work. Yeah, totally. But me, being all flesh and blood, I favor the ultimate in low tech. A good old-fashioned punch to the nose. Say hello to the 21st century Reaver.
I don't know who you are, honey bunch.
Huh?
But that is no way for a lady to behave.
Firstly, pal, I'm no more a lady than you are a gentleman. Secondly, my name's Lorna Dane. As Polaris, I'd have used my magnetic powers to take you cyborgs apart, bit by metal bit. But I'm kind of glad I can't do that anymore, because that means I get to deal with you up close and personal, with my bare hands.
Ooh, truth. Oh, I thought you said treats. Ooh,
T-Rex.
Ooh, threats. I love threats. But I gotta tell you, to Pretty Boy, the best defense is a killer offense.
His ribs, tentacles, no problem. I'll simply bust loose. I can't.
What's the matter, sweetie? Lost all your strength? Golly gosh, gee, must be the neurotoxin laced through my cables. Your armored outfit, in semi-invulnerable bod, aren't any protection against that. I like your idea of getting up close and personal, though. You and me, bet we can have lots of fun once my fiber optic filaments burrow into your brain and rewrite your psychic software to make you one of us.
Banshee, sonic scream, cut the cables. Still too weak, too groggy to break free. Finish him, Sean. It's the perfect chance. I should. I have done it in the past. Kill him!
I also like how his scream, it doesn't liquefy, but it slices right through.
It does.
It's neat.
It is. Yeah, it's a good, again, facing when you have antagonists, facing off, or it's a good, it's one of the nicer ways to kind of demonstrate that the power set having the upper hand.
Yeah.
That's why I swore never to do it again, especially using the scream. Banshee, these Reavers, they're out to slaughter us. We can't afford to show them mercy. Perhaps. But Charles Xavier would move heaven and earth to find a better way. Long as I'm an X-Man, I'll follow his lead and be true to this dream. Not to worry, Lorna. I'll have you undercover safe and sound. Ow! Quick as a...
Yo, Reese! What happened to him?
It looks like they ran into an invisible wall.
Hit pretty hard, Sarge. Scans have them both still breathing, but they won't be scrapping anytime soon.
Gather them up, Cole. We'll add them to the 2 prisoners we got already.
Nice work, Commandos. Thought that pair was home free. Bet they did too. Till you slapped them down.
What's he talking about, Reese? We didn't do spit.
I know. And if it wasn't us nailed these muties, then who?
We got to play some Bubble Bobble.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, that game was everywhere.
It sucked.
Verdict's in. The game sucked.
Hey, I'm gonna look something up for a second.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
And I'm being bad here. Hold on.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh. Fascinating.
Okay, that's what I wanted to look up.
Okay.
We'll get there. Here we go. Memorial Hospital, Cairo, Illinois.
Ooh.
Now, do you remember who was who?
I believe I was the doctor.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Were you Inspector Reese?
Sure.
Okay. Inspector Reese?
That's me, Jacob Reese, FBI. And you must be Dr. Shen. You look pretty bushed, Doctor. These last few days must have been rough.
No less than for you. I understand you were helping build sandbag walls to keep back the river.
Remember we were doing those accents?
That's
those
right.
Mississippi accents?
They were Mississippi accents.
They were.
Yes, they were down the bayou.
Holy. Down along the Morton Street levee. That's where I found the girl. Something bothering you, Doctor?
To be frank, I am uneasy about all this.
I don't mean the child any harm. Quite the opposite.
Let's
This is
go
for-
with me.
What's that?
She says, right? She's got his hands on. Let go of me, monster.
Exactly.
Sorry.
This is for her own good as well as the protection of those around her.
My head accepts your arguments, Inspector. My heart wonders if I'm not acting like those in my homeland. Turning in student dissidents to the authorities. Ooh, getting political now.
That's China, Dr. Shen. This is America.
Ooh,
There's a
subtext.
world of difference in maybe 1989.
Oh. The child is in the first cubicle.
No, she's not. She's gone.
Impossible.
Suit yourself. Would you alert security, please, to start a search of the building? For what I saw of her the other night, plus what you've told me, she's in no condition to go very far.
His face. Does he know I can see it on the monitor? He spoke so kindly before, but now he smiles like a hunting tiger. What manner of man is he? What does he truly want from that girl?
I feel like I need to make that face when I read it. He's like, what a creep face, man.
Yeah, total creep face. And then he's like, I'm glad she can't see me on the monitor.
She totally can see you, dude.
I know, she still can.
Muir Isle. Could be worse, Macon. Minimal damage to your organics. And I can patch enough of the busted hardware so you can function at near combat capacity.
Rest easy, Bone. pretty boys get in your spare chassis.
That blimey lady brigadier was some shooter. Ordinary men be worm food.
Not us, though, huh, Sarge? Thanks to Boss Pierce, we're pretty much indestructible.
It sure beats the alternative, Bunky.
So you say, Bonebreaker. Hey, Reese. What in the Sam Hill is that?
That, by the way, is really funny.
It's great.
It is fantastic.
I love that it's just shapes, right?
It's just shapes.
It's just pure cartoon shapes.
Yep. Yep. Favorite part of the book. This
And
issue.
good use of like the 3 panels.
Absolutely.
Also love that it's not symmetrical. Like it's top right corner,
Right.
top right quadrant,
Right.
and then the kind of almost the middle of the panel, but still higher. So he
Yeah.
has room to go down, if that makes
And
sense.
it's gaggy too. It's
Yes.
a gag, which I like,
Yeah. Hey. Was that a landing avalanche? What?
A fair to middling blob. Body couldn't ask for a softer cushion than your belly. And now you've done your part. It's my turn.
Sweeping towards us like a tidal wave.
First team's down, Mystique. Landing zone clear.
Then get us on the ground as well, Major, as quickly as possible.
You think it's Blob? Yeah.
Blob, yeah.
Yo, Mystique. We got them bargain basement bunch of robot terminators on a ropes.
Don't get cocky, Bob Blob.
Bob Blob. His name is Bob.
Blah blah blah.
Hey, whatever these yutzos are packing, Freedom Force can handle it.
Famous last words. Land, Major, now. I hope Blob's right, because with the Crimson Commando, Super Saber, and Spiral on another mission, our tactical assets are limited. Problems? If there are, Forge, you expect me to admit them to a man I hate? Better have that gun ready. By the time we touch down, you're sure to need it. You trust your loyal love, Joyce?
Ultimate precision of language.
Curse the man for demanding Freedom Force's help. It's gibberish, mate. And curse me for letting myself be forced into saying yes.
Some things, Mystique, are written. Rail all you wish, if such will make you feel better, but you can no more alter the pattern of destiny than stop the sun from rising.
Taking your code name to heart, old friend? There are moments when it's no fun being with someone who can see the future.
You should try being that person.
Irene, what's wrong? You've been on edge for days, more so than ever I've seen you. Is there some danger? For heaven's sake, woman, let me help.
It's too late for that. Somebody dropped on the nose.
Who is she, Major? What'd she do?
Kai!
Ah! Your plane's out of control!
The pilots.
Cannot save us any more than they could themselves.
When I was a kid, I always thought that Destiny was so old.
Well,
But now that I'm 50,
yeah, well,
I see lots of women my age who just have gray hair,
right.
who are still in great shape and like aren't old women.
Right.
But it recontextualizes it having a couple decades in my pocket, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So where does Lady Deathstrike come from?
I think that on Muir Isle the land formation has some mountains and and they were landing,
Right. So
and
she
she
kind of
jumped
jumps
down
from.
from somewhere on the high ground.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I love that way, that pose of her on the nose of the plane. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Like, she's terrifying.
Totally.
If this was like 4 years later, maybe
Yeah.
that image of her on the cockpit, or sort of like on the nose or whatever, about to go in the cockpit, would have been the center of that page in a really big way, because
Oh,
that pose would sell this page on the secondary
right.
market, you know?
Totally. Absolutely.
Instead of it being a storytelling page, because quite a bit actually has to happen here,
Yeah.
it would have just been almost like a splash of her like touching down. Great drawing, though.
Yeah. She looks great.
And here is the reveal for those of you who kind of might remember vaguely where all of this is going, like me. You know, I had not read this issue in, let's just say 35 years
Okay.
until last week. And when I got to this part, I'm like, oh, yeah, I know what's coming next now.
Oh,
I
which
didn't
is
know it was
great.
coming so soon. But this is a classic Claremont moment where he's giving us the next storyline that's happening, like giving us a prologue in a way.
Yeah.
But this is a giveaway to what's going on. And one little thing about comic making in terms of the assembly line of it all. You know, we talk about the people who get credited at the front of the book, Glynis Oliver being the colorist. But what a lot of people don't realize is that Glynis Oliver would basically be making color guides. She'd be taking a photostat or something like a photocopy of the inked art and applying either, a great set of markers or something, but most likely a set of Doc Martin dyes in certain quantities, specified quantities, to do a mock-up of the colors as to what she envisions to tell the story. So she would be doing these brush color dyes right on these photostats. Then those photostats get sent to another assembly line, like in New Hampshire or in Connecticut,
Okay.
where there's like a house full of people who cut out these. You know what rubylith is?
I think you've mentioned it.
Basically, imagine like cellophane sheets of just 4 colors, of just cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And you could put these down in proportions of 25%, 50%, or 100% saturation. So this assembly line would basically cut out the colors that are represented on these color guides created by Glynis Oliver.
Okay.
And they would layer these rubylith sheets to then make the color blends of the 4 inks. So what we're really getting is a product, and then those proportions of color get turned into the distribution of the ink and where the ink's going to go. So you see on panel 3 on this left-hand page, we see a man in a black suit with a great coif of hair and white gloves.
Yes. Yes.
You see at his waist, there's a change in color between
Yes.
his top half and bottom half.
Sure.
That is simply because the person who was cutting out this translucent sheet, or it's a transparency really, but it's got color to it. They had that purple color. They didn't cut around him. They had the purple go right across his body and across the water. But on the boat, it's not there. So the purple is added to the black ink under his jacket, which actually enriches the black of his jacket. But when you go below his waist, the black looks almost half printed because it's just black ink. It's not black and some magenta and some cyan, which would make the black a much, much, much richer print. It's just the black on its own, which is really quite faded. Does that make any sense?
I mean, it does. I guess.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
A little bit, yeah.
There is no color. There's all where his jacket is, they cut out black.
Right.
And that gets printed as black. But the black isn't a pure opaque black, it's really quite sparse as an ink. So if you add any other color where there's also going to get black ink printed, the black comes out much richer, which is why his upper half and his bottom, like his legs look like a different color than his underwear.
Yeah.
Which looks very, very faded. It's because they had no other colors placed where his crotch is.
Okay.
Anyway, it's hard. You just have to think about like overlapping sheets and then people in a factory cutting corners, and they don't want to have to cut it out true. They want to just overlap when they can and round edges that should be sharp, and just make it as blotchy and as shit-tastic as possible. I mean, another example is on this magenta figure in the bottom left corner. There's parts of her that look like magenta and parts of her that look like faded gray.
True.
And that's just because the person should have cut magenta the whole way through, traced her whole figure, but they only did part of it to save time and money. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, that was exhausting.
Yeah, well, I'm excited that you know where this is going. That's good because I'm not.
Oh, sure. I only know where it's going in terms of chronology.
Sure.
The story that will be unraveling over the next 3 issues. Whether we understand that story is up for another time. We'll figure that out. An island in the South China Sea that, until his untimely death some while back, was the home and headquarters of international crime lord Emile Vachon, slain by the Daughters of the Dragon in deadly hands of Kung Fu's 32 and 33.
Matsuo Surayaba, this is indeed an honor. I never imagined my message would merit so exalted a response.
I'd been meaning to come out anyway. By the way, this is translated from Japanese.
Fantastic.
To inspect your progress, and I found your report most intriguing.
As you can see, sir, all is well in hand.
Get it? Hand?
Like, no. Wait, what? Oh, yes.
And the woman?
She was found a week ago, washed up on our shore. No clothes, no identification, no memory either. No memory either. We soon determined.
What about your surveillance systems? How could she approach undetected?
She is invisible to our scanners. In fact, as far as our electronic systems are concerned, she doesn't exist. When we began interrogating her, she replied in the questioner's native tongue perfectly, no matter how obscure the dialect. Our spirit weaver psychics determined the woman is a telepath. She was picking up each person's language from their thoughts. That's when we requested guidance from a Jonin.
And well, you did, my friend. For this woman is known to me. She is the mutant X-Man, Psylocke. And by all the gods who ever were, I know full well what the hand may do with her.
Ooh.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Look out.
The future. Okay, Psylocke has returned. She went through Perilous.
Surge, yeah.
In what? Issue 251?
Yeah, she definitely was wearing an outfit, not a robe.
Well, she
in there.
She appeared naked off the shore, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right? They said
she loves swimming. Yeah. We've established that. She loves swimming.
Yeah, they said she washed up on the shore, no clothes, no ID, no memory.
Jeez.
So we have Psylocke has reappeared out of the Siege Perilous, telepathy intact, purple hair intact. I wonder if she has her cyborg eyes or her real eyes. I do not know.
Oh, right, the Mojo eyes. Yeah.
Mojo eyes. We don't know, but there's going to be a story with Psylocke and I guess the ninja clan known as the Hand, and this guy with an awesome do.
Yeah, seriously, right?
Okay.
I mean, it's giving me the Lim Hao, the Never-Ending Story guy, right. Kajagoogoo. That's the hair that I'm seeing right there.
Well, the Kajagoogoo hair is Longshot.
Right, but I mean, he's got a version of it.
Yes, he's got something.
He's got
I
something.
mean, you had this hair in 1989. I'm pretty sure.
At least. I had that when we were doing issue, 126.
I mean, just to get you to log onto the live stream,
Right.
it pull you away from your blow dryer. I mean, it was
a chore. I mean,
Yeah.
I stand by it, but I understand.
and the world benefits. Muir Isle.
Put me down, Forge. Destiny's still aboard. I won't leave her.
There was only time to grab one of you. Sorry.
Who said we needed your help? Now let me go.
I have destiny. Pyro, shake a leg, Aussie. Soon as this blaze hits the fuel tanks, the whole wreck is gonna skip.
We were too close. That fireball should have roasted us.
Never need to worry about open flames, mate. When Pyro's about to control them.
We're safe, Forge. Your services are no longer required.
Would you rather I let you burn?
I can take care of myself. Thank you very much. As I have been since before you were born. Take Destiny to McTaggart's lab complex. Stay by her. I'll be more use out here. So will she. I command Freedom Force. Mister, you'll do as you're told.
Some of these drawings, like this top bunch, they make me think it's more Dan Green than Silvestri.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look like Silvestri's style. Like his grace with anatomy and figures is just not here.
No.
So I wonder if like these are, or if this is an example of a few panels that's why the credits go to Dan Green as artist as well.
Yeah. Every 2 weeks, right? Like we talked about this.
Yeah.
Val Cooper made it abundantly clear how valuable you are to the United States. So much so we're obliged to do whatever you ask. In my book, that makes you far too valuable to risk in combat. It's no small task I'm giving you, Forge. If any harm comes to Destiny, it had better be because you're already dead. Pyro, past time let the opposition know what they're up against.
My pleasure, boss. Flame blast.
Oh, no. Sorry, that's the Reapers.
All right. Flame blast.
So hot it's burning through the sod. Right down the island's bedrock.
Big deal. It's only firebone. Ain't even scorching my metal frame. Heck, my system's actually absorbing the kinetic energy as additional power. Pyro's a bust. Janos. Guy's name is Janos?
I guess.
Avalanche? I didn't know that. Okay.
No.
Best bury them suckers.
As good as done, Blob. And then you can pound them flat, eh? And someone coming over the crest of my Earth wave.
I am called Lady Deathstrike, Outlander. For reasons which I trust, have just become painfully apparent. Avalanche! You! My claws, Lummox, like Wolverine's, are adamantium. They can cut through anything. No fooling. That X-Men run tried the same rap on me lots of times, lady. Didn't stop me or save him any more than...
Love means business, Reese. Book says no force on Earth can move him.
But suppose, Cole, the Earth he's standing on gets turned to quicksand.
So what happens there?
Good question.
He's on solid land, and we know Reese and Macon can't turn land into water.
Yeah.
But he goes into the water, and then...
Well, I think this is a color problem, too.
Okay.
It shouldn't be water. It should be quicksand.
Okay. But then
So it should be like some sort of sandy sand color.
Sure, okay.
I mean, in all your experience with quicksand, what color is it?
Oh, geez. I mean, I've tried to block that out, right, because of the trauma. But you know, like a brownish brown.
Yeah, something in the browns, the earth tones.
Sure. Yeah.
It shouldn't be water. It feels like the person didn't read this. But in this case, Glynis. So I think at this point in the issue,
Yeah.
We're not supposed to exactly know, except didn't Sean Cassidy and Lorna Dane run into an invisible wall as well?
Yeah. That also happened.
So twice the efforts of the heroes and anti-heroes have been thwarted by a mysterious happening.
Right.
So I'm just going to chalk it up to that.
Okay. All right. Whoop. All right.
Go, Forge. Do what you can. What you must.
Mystique left you in my charge, Destiny.
And she must ever be obeyed.
She already blames me for the death of her foster daughter. When Rogue was killed along with the rest of the X-Men. And yet, my certainty that Storm is alive is what drove me here. Why couldn't the others have survived as well?
So is he wearing shield stuff? Like blue and white is
wow,
so
it's so
shieldy.
close, right? Even with the little stripes and things like that.
Yeah. I do not speak idly, Forge. If you stay, it is Mystique who will pay the ultimate price. That I will not allow.
I keep forgetting you're a precog. To you, the future is an open book. The trick, as ever.
No, it's her
No,
line.
you're right. There you go.
You must leave that line to Density.
Destiny.
No, I'm pretty sure I've watched a lot of movies. It's pronounced Density.
Nice.
Yeah. It's time to watch that again, by the way.
What are you talking about?
Oh, dude, you don't remember?
No.
George McFly is trying to trying to like woo whatever her name is, Leah Thompson's character. Yeah, I mean, obviously Marty's mom. But he keeps saying that she's his Density. And ever since then, I've never been able to read the word Destiny without thinking of George McFly.
I mean, that is pretty funny.
Yeah. The trick, as ever, is knowing how to read it. Some elements are totally obscured, while others can be perceived so clearly. It is as though all eternity has been cast from cut crystal. Love her, Forge, as I have, with all your heart. She deserves no less.
My heart's spoken for, old woman.
Thus speaks one aware solely of the present, who perhaps forgets that, for all their passionate glory, it is the nature of storms ever to pass.
What?
Go, my friend, hurry, before it's too late. That is done, and just in time. Hello, Legion. Were you perhaps expecting to find two of us here to serve your pleasure, silly boy? Legion is trouble.
He is trouble.
That's like a good drawing too, because the fact that his face is obscured by shadow.
Yeah.
It feels like he's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
How do, Lady D? Ace has set a move against that avalanche fella. Bet he never knew what hit him. Undoubtedly.
Nobody left of substance on the field, milady. But the big fella and the Aussie Firemaker.
Not quite assassins.
Assassin!
Yeah.
My dear. Good help is so hard to find. Not to mention put back together again.
Ow!
We simply cannot have you indiscriminately blowing them to bits.
Hey! Lady D!
Shooting at us? Yuriko Oyama, informed perhaps, but hardly content. An admirable masquerade, Mystique. Unfortunately, Deathstrike is bionic, as are we all. Your mutant shape-changing power could not mimic her technosystems, nor hide that lack from my own sensors. Before you die, allow me to introduce. I know who you are, renegade. Donald Pierce, formerly of the Hellfire Club's Lord's Cardinal. Images, a telepath, sending thoughts to my mind. Irene, no! Oh no! Oh no! No!
That scream. Never heard anything like it, even in the war. Didn't figure Mystique had that depth of emotion in her. I have the Reaver's top dog, Pyro, getting Mystique clear.
Bet I did, Cobber. How about I flash fry these yobbles in two? Crispy critters. Who snuffed my flame?
That bad boy.
Your courage to match your strength, Stonewall. But in this instance, both will avail you not. There's no wall been built that technology can't smash down. Stony! Ease! Ease!
Somebody out there likes us a whole lot. That's twice now he's interfered in our favor. Smart move.
Stop playing, Skullbuster. Drop them with your next burst, so we can be on about our business. Pretty much the way I figured check out, though the timing leaves a bit to be desired. I'll never know if my new book's a bestseller. I'm sorry I brought you to this, Pyro. Breaks of the game, love. Knew that when I signed on. Worse ways to go than with friends. No, Lee!
Skullbuster! Blown to freaking bits.
Bang, Buster. You're dead. Who's
No, I
next?
mean, you got to read it like it's Schwarzenegger.
Bang,
Skullbuster. No, you got to be
You're
like,
dead.
Skullbuster!
Bang, Buster, you are dead. Who next?
It's like, used to be Skullbuster. Now Bang Buster.
Now Bang Buster is dead.
Who's next?
Who's next?
So silly.
So great.
Sniper! Like, these ones also don't look the same
No.
as... Some of these drawings don't look the same.
That's right.
Sniper! Must be on the ridge. No way to get a sight on precisely where without risking the same. Watch yourself, Cole.
I hear that, Sarge.
Shooter's good, but he ain't perfect. Scully's history, Pierce, totally fried. Diagnostics read across the board. Diagnostic reads across the board disruptions of his bionic systems.
There must be a way to counter this.
Not here, Lord. Not now. Like, these
Wait.
panels look half done.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is the 2 weeks.
Yeah, maybe. Lady's
It is-
right. High ground turns this whole valley into a kill zone. We've inflicted major damage on our foes, Pierce. We may even have a hidden ally among their number. Why not quit while we are ahead? Leave the survivors to live in the fear of our return.
Come on, Blondie. An inch higher, that's all I ask. Pop that pretty head of yours into view so I can blow it clean off. Come on. Come on, come on. Give me the shot. It's my boy. Bingo. Blast! It teleported. Nailed one for sure. Others rabbited. Ain't that always the way of things? At least you balance the scales some for Stony. Good for Stonewall. What about Destiny? If you had a weapon capable of slaying the Reaver's Forge, why didn't you use it sooner? It wasn't ready. I'm an inventor, Mystique. I make things. If I want to build something, anything, my mutant power will get me there. But I have to take all the intermediate steps along the way. I knew what was needed. Sorry this time it took so long. sorry is such an inadequate word. That's 2 you owe me, Forge. A debt that will never be forgiven. And one you can wager your soul will be repaid in full measure.
Greatest drawing ever. Flip the page. Here it comes.
Oh, here we go.
Yes. The greatest xenomorph. Love that guy.
Love that guy, right? Look at him out there in space, just doing his thing.
Look at that head.
Look at that head.
It's rubbery.
Oh, so, yeah.
It's just full of water. It's a water
Just
balloon.
high school play quality, you know?
Later, long after Freedom Force's departure.
No contact with Callisto. Moira's feared the worst. Seemed to be a day over it. You can't blame yourself, man. If not for me, none of this would have happened. If not for ye, boyo, we'd all of us on this rock have died here. That's cold comfort, I'm afraid. We'll have some cocoa then. Sure to warm me up. Moira was wondering if you'd mind devising a security net for the island. Something to prevent a mess like this from happening again. That's no problem. But won't you be here to protect the place? Got another dish on my plate. Part of the reason I came looking for you. You a traveling man, Forge? Say what? Lorna says the X-Men are alive. When I mean to find them. Wouldn't mind having somebody along to watch me back. Considering all that's gone down, you sure I'm your man? Wouldn't be asking otherwise. Then count me in, Banshee. All the way.
Okay, this I'm into.
Banshee Forge?
Just on a search for the X-Men.
Yes.
Like a quest. Okay, it's a quest to
It's a
keep
quest.
them alive, right? Like I'm into
Agreed.
that.
Agreed.
Them and Lorna and maybe whoever else,
Yep.
like Thunder and Legion and Amanda Sefton and other characters that are totally
new
not
title called X something.
X Quest.
X Quest. Questy.
Cairo Memorial Hospital. Not after we talk about, or not before we talk about, the holiday specials, those issues that are for sale at wherever.
Sure.
There is a John Byrne Wolverine cover image that is being used. It's been reduced in size so much that it's lost much of its glory, but Byrne did a great job on that, and I feel like Jim Lee learned a lot from that.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a really weird Batman image from, I want to say, the new series, Legends of the Dark Knight, where Batman is like learning about masks is like the opening story, or the opening story was called Shaman, and I think he messes around with mask wearing a lot in it. But that fold down version of a bat mask, as opposed to some sort of helm, it's very reminiscent of that image. Is very reminiscent of like the Daredevil that appeared in the live action Trial of the Incredible Hulk, where Daredevil is wearing like a spandex black unitard.
I know.
And that's what the mask looks like. It looks so weak. Like there's no nose, like strong Batman nose and brow in that. It's just like a just very gentle fabric that Matt Murdock wore. Anyway.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Cairo Memorial Hospital. Blish plash, blish plash, blish plash, blish plash. He's after me. The evil one. Ahmed said he could no longer protect me. He locked me in his room. Told me if I could not find my own way free, I deserved my fate. I remember how sad he looked. How easy it was to escape. There was darkness. It says it's translated from Egyptian.
Huh.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do they not speak Arabic in Egypt? Or is there an Egyptian dialect of Arabic? But I'm quite confident they speak Arabic there.
Yeah, I think that's probably a solid
Okay.
assumption. Yeah.
Throw something in the chat if you know better than me, which is probably the majority of you. Then a blinding flash, the most awful noise, as if the whole world was coming to its end. Thunder, as loud within my soul as around me in the air. I woke here in hospital. They served the evil one here. They mean to give him to me.
This is about the only place left to search, Inspector. But I doubt the kid came down here.
Actually, Doctor, it's precisely the sort of place she turned to first.
Sure you wouldn't rather have hospital security handle this? After all, they know the turf.
If you want a job done right, best do it yourself.
I still don't see the reason for all this fuss. Okay, she's a mutant. Is that any reason to make a federal case out of things?
Considering the Mutant Registration Act is a federal law, yes.
Hey, she's just a kid. Strikes me, Inspector, from the way you're acting. Hey, maybe you know the girl. Could be there's something personal between you two?
Quite right, Doctor. I do know her. And this is very personal. So much so I can't allow even the slightest threat of interference. You do understand, I trust. That young girl, I'm afraid, is not simply a mutant, but a psychotic, deadly killer who's used her Hadean powers to take the life of her physician. How tragic.
Stuart?
Stuart! Wanted for murder. She'll have no one to turn to. And whenever she's caught, there I'll be, waiting. It's only a matter of time. And then, my dear Dr. Shen, just as you are now,
No, please. No, please, no.
Storm will at long last, be mine. Forever. Next, we're going to Mandarin?
Wow.
Celebration of food?
Get ready for the buffet.
No, it says Lady Mandarin.
Oh, Lady Mandarin. Okay.
I'm into that too.
Yeah, I mean, again.
Celebration of food. Lots of letters here, people being like, hey, you're killing all my favorite characters,
Yeah.
including someone from Stittsville,
Oh,
Ontario.
really? That's
Yep.
out of Ottawa.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
And his name is Mark, the
Do I know
really
it?
bad McKimmon. And he's like losing his mind. And they're like, Mark, control yourself. Hey, go one more page if you don't mind.
They actually misspell his name, too.
Yes, they do.
He's Marc as in, like, the French, M-A-R-C, and they say M-A-R-K.
Yes, they do.
Wow, that's just going to wind him up even further.
Do one more page. And now look at that. See the uncanny Xmas?
Yes.
But I don't know if you know this. Xmas means like X as in like a cross. So it's like Christmas. Did you know that?
I mean, I've come across it once or twice.
Get it? But one of the fun things is they're like, this is the team of X-Men that I love. And they're all not on the team anymore.
Nope. Exactly.
That whole roster is gone.
Is gone.
And look how short Wolverine is.
Teeny tiny.
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny in Deadpool Wolverine when the various iterations of Wolverine,
Yeah.
and just the very short one, or size appropriate or height, or however that we wanted to play that. Or
Sure. I mean, he seemed very, very small.
very
But
very fun.
that's totally fine.
Very
whatever
fun.
they're going to do. So this issue ends up where there's now, like we talked about, this X quest, and I have to admit, I'm down with this idea that they're searching for the X-Men to rebuild the team. Like
Yes.
that's what I want.
Yes. Yeah.
Totally unsatisfying setup for the arc we just finished.
Yeah.
Wolverine and Jubilee never, like, nothing.
Nope.
There was no resolution at all.
Nope.
We didn't see them go through the portal. We didn't see anything to like resolve the storyline about them being on Muir Isle or anything. So that was really weird. But I do like the idea that Sean and eventually Forge there too. Like they think it's valuable. At least Sean says it. Like Xavier's dream, he talks about it. Like, I'm not going to murder this person because as long as I'm an X-Man, I'm going to live up to the standard that Xavier sets. So this idea that he's like a torchbearer, that there is, you keep the flame alive of this dream, and we're going to wear the X, we're going to wear this costume, and we're going to find the rest of the team and see what happened to them.
Like, we're going to rebuild.
I'm into that completely.
Totally.
But this group is like completely disbanded. Creative, like the pace of the book is changed. But I will say, like the next issue we're going to read, it's a 3-parter of Jim Lee.
Okay.
We are finished with Silvestri being the regular artist. Now, we're going to get more Silvestri issues, but we're not going to get a run of them.
Wow.
We're going to get maybe 2 or 3 at the most.
Mm-hmm.
And then another guy comes in or out. They have a few fill-ins. And then we're going to be on to the Jim Lee, like the main Jim Lee run very soon. But we're getting a 3-issue run of like Lady Mandarin, as it says there, with Jim Lee doing the penciling and the bulk of the storytelling in a way. And it is going to be chaos. And it's fascinating.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you to read these and be like,
yeah,
what is amazing pictures? What is going on?
Yeah, one thing that I found about this issue that kind of irked me, or I found too convenient, was we chatted a little bit about Banshee and Polaris hitting an invisible wall and Pyro's flames being all leading to the conclusion that Legion is active and just sowing chaos based on his ability to his multiple abilities, personality abilities to kind of neutralize basically a number of threats or a number of attacks or patterns. But it felt almost too convenient.
Yeah, like, it was done randomly.
Freedom Force is there, Reaver's there, they're going at it, and you got like one person off panel who's just like little tweaks, and suddenly Pyro is out of commission. And you're like,
right?
Because how great is it when we are presented with action where it's villain versus villain or antagonist versus antagonist. You get to see them kind of go full, and you don't really have someone in the fight except you want to see like some villain take out even a worse villain, right? And it's fun. It's fun as the reader to watch that, right? So you kind of want it a little bit. Like it starts so well with that great blob coming, and you're like, oh, these guys are just going to wipe the floor at the Reavers, right?
I hoped.
Right, you had hoped, and then suddenly their power snuffed out. You're like, oh.
And I guess Stonewall's dead, and Destiny's dead, like unceremoniously, without any at the end they're sitting there, kind of like, did they not even make a funeral pyre or like pour one out? It seemed, I don't even know how Freedom Force even gets off the island. Like their plane exploded.
Right.
So it felt like there was just a few threads left untied. And the most important one, like you mentioned, was why did Legion do what he did? I know he's supposed to be kind of random, but I guess it was for his own amusement. But we needed to see that. We needed to know, maybe going into last issue, that Legion's about, and he's an X factor. Sorry, he's a variable that we can't predict. And then we needed a reminder, like, this is a comic that's not for a 45 and a 50-year-old. It's for a younger reader who doesn't necessarily understand the idea of like a god of mischief, or just these the elements of chaos. Like it needed a little bit of a heavier storytelling hand to make it also feel like it was a meaningful plot device having him there.
Because I think the danger of having the unpredictability of a character like that in your main book all the time means that anything can happen anytime. And so it's kind of like we got out of the situation because we were able to win the day because things went wrong because of this.
Yeah.
You just throw him. Oh, that was Legion. That was Legion. That was Legion. And it's like he needs to be in this case. I think, having been introduced to him over the last couple of issues, he needs to be almost trying to do the right thing and it go haywire. Right? So we need to know where he stands, right? He's like, oh, I'm going to try to help you fight these Reavers. Oh, my power, I can't control them. Like, that is so much more like, okay, now I'm on board, as opposed to, well, I guess it doesn't work because Legion did it. Like,
a scarier version might be that while the battle is going and all the players are kind of on the chessboard, we don't really see what Pierce is up to. And we learn maybe like off panel, we get to go now to an off panel thing where Pierce has been talking to Legion and just sort of sowing some seeds of lies, some maybe self-mutant hating idea of like, thank you for helping us, stop these evil, just like manipulating him a little to that there's some sort of dark, like abusive dynamic there. That might be too dark for the book. That like they found a way in to defeat the island folk was to use Legion against them, and he'd been grooming him, like something. But just the randomness of it was a little too much.
It's a bit much,
it didn't do it. It didn't feel like it was earned, and it makes Stonewall's death and Irene's death feel trivial.
Agreed.
But I do like the Torchbearers moving forward. I want to see what happens with them.
And Banshee and Forge, I mean, certainly at this point in the story, at least in the series, they're both older, well-established characters.
Yeah.
So Forge has been around since at least the Vietnam War, so we know that. We know Banshee's has a previous X history plus Interpol. So give the quest to the older guys. Who need to rebuild, right? So they're going to go, and if they don't find the team, they're going to recruit the team.
Sure, and they'll bring more people along the way that want to help find the team.
Yeah.
So the legend begins or whatever. The legend, a new legend is born. Like this group, we never saw Sunder in action. He just got like nailed in the first page he's on. Legion was never part of the team. Moira with a gun, sure. Get back to that in a second. Amanda Sefton helped out. She didn't do anything in this issue. Did she get injured?
She's knocked out.
Okay. Then Polaris, we did see, and of course, can totally be the bruiser who goes on the quest with them. The piece that still never got explained was the weird emotional darkness that turned everyone violent on that boat and got everyone on the island to start being a little more like negatively charged. I mean, Moira started wearing a completely random costume.
Sure.
So like there's something else going, another plot thread that feels like it was just sort of abandoned. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. Well, next issue, like I said, 256, we're getting the first of a 3-parter with Jim Lee, and it is monumental stuff in terms of the impact it has on X-Men as a franchise. We're going to get, obviously, there isn't a word for this, the race change of Psylocke is going to happen, and there's like a whole, we'll talk about it, I guess, next week.
Amazing.
But it's like really, it changes everything.
Yeah. No,
it's big stuff.
Yeah. Well, listen, then, before we shut her down, I do want to have some shout outs. I know we have a whole bunch of new subscribers. We don't have too many that I can shout out, though, because there's, which is good. So we can keep it shorter this time. But I did want to shout out to those who've recently subscribed. Thank you to Steve450, Samir Sameo, Culture Kick, Joe Moreg, Kinch Rabbi, Jason Brazier, XIX Go BL 1N XIX, King of Cypress Hill, Debbie J. Bell, Anderson Garcia, Jesus Chambrat, Nuno Santos, Cpos, Dezo, I Heart Soups, Erwin Papa, Jay Jang, Romeo Azar, Paolo Lucindo, Kevin Anthony Catalan, Carlos Oche, Kenneth Choi, Yao Moral Arte, Art Resurrected, Rafael, Checho Lopez 66, Futuro Comics, Grandmaster Hizzle, Carlos Salinas, Omar Al Hafid, and William Satterwhite. Thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel.
Thank you very much. We're now at 1,111.
What? What?
Oh,
What? Well,
Yeah.
that's it. We should end it right now then. It was a good run.
All right. And that brings us to the end of another episode. Thank you to my good buddy, writer of Group of Seven, A Most Secret Tale, and Peregrines, Flights, Fiends, and Fisticuffs, Chris Sanigan. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, buddy.
You can find out more about our comics and upcoming appearances at group-of-7comics.ca and follow us at Group of Seven Comics on social media. Please click like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and share with us your take on this issue or X-Men comics in general in the comments section below. Go dig out your old back issues, trade paperbacks, essentials, omnibuses, DVD-ROMs, bootlegs, or hop on an app and read along with us next week on Previously in X-Men. Thank you, bubs. Stay XE.
Let's go, Jim Lee.